Instructions. Will this work for me? I should say no. I'm Steve.
I'm Nancy, and together with Mars, the blind Sheltie,
and Phoebe, the warrior princess,
we are living our dream.
Our goal is to travel the U.S. and Canada in our 2016 Tiffin Open Road
while spreading the messages taught to us by our pets.
Keep smiling
and be kind.
Join us on our travels by subscribing to our channel as we continue our great adventure.
And don't forget to leave us a comment to let us know how we are doing.
We're currently at a campsite just outside of Lee, New Hampshire. And this is actually the first campsite where our cell phones don't have great reception. So for internet, we use this PepWave router, which is located in our little cabinet here in the hallway. And there are antennas that go to the roof. And that one antenna is an antenna for a Wi-Fi pickup as well as cell phone. And then it's got a SIM card inside of it as a cell modem. And oftentimes we can get pretty good service on that cell modem when we don't get service on the cell phones. So I'm doing a quick test on my iPad for a speed test. I am connected to the modem with the antenna on the roof, and we're getting 38 bars, as it were. Now, if I go to my cell phone and I turn off the Wi-Fi so that it only relies on the cellular settings, you can see I only have about 1 bar on Verizon. So let's do a quick speed test on the cell phone. Yep, this is generally what happens. It actually goes to no service sometimes. I simply am not able to get good connectivity on the cell phone. We've tried walking around the campground. What we've noticed is some people actually walk all the way up past the entrance to the campground and they finally get a little bit of cell reception. So we thought we'd solve this, and we bought a Weboost cellular booster. And that's just so that we could get cell phone calls because we were making calls and they were dropping out. So we ended up getting the Weboost, and I'm going to go turn that on real quick. So we've got it connected. But you have to turn it on. And we're going to see if the cell phone can get a little bit better coverage. Now, here's what we found we didn't like about the Weboost. The Weboost is located right here on the table next to me. I have to literally place the cell phone next to the Weboost before it ever gets close to cell coverage. So we're going to go watch it. It looks like it's got 2 or 3 bars now. I'm going to go check. Again, remember I have Wi-Fi turned off on the cell phone, and we're going to check connectivity. Hey, it's doing pretty good. Now, it's not as good connectivity as the Wi-Fi with the antenna on the roof, even though the Weboost antenna is on the roof. So we've got the Weboost antenna sitting on the roof, and it's still not quite getting as good cell coverage there. But this is what we didn't like. If I pick up the cell phone, and now I'm maybe 2 feet away from the antenna, and this is where I might be using it here. This is where we found that it's not as good. So I'm going to wait for, there, it finished the upload. Upload speeds are always slower. But now I'm going to go try to do a speed check again. Less. The signal starts to go down as I move away from this little antenna. And that's just 2 feet away from the antenna. Let's try another little test. Now I'm standing in the bedroom, and I'd say I'm maybe 15 to 20 feet away from that connection. So let's stop that test. You see that I've already gone down to 1 bar, trying my connectivity. Says it's connected, but it's very slow. So this is why we're going to be returning this Weboost, because even though it does actually boost our cell reception on our cell phones, it's only when the cell phone is sitting right next to the internal antenna. And that just wasn't really worth the money that we spent on the Weboost. Now we can do Wi-Fi calling on the cell phone because we have our cell modem. I simply go to cellular and Wi-Fi calling is enabled. So if we lose cell phone, we still can make calls on the cell phone through the Wi-Fi. But if it's got a little bit of cellular, it starts to drop out, and that's when it's jumping between Wi-Fi calling and cell calling. But that's still better than the Weboost when we're moving around in the coach. So it just wasn't worth it when we always had to have the cell phone next to the internal antenna of the Weboost. And we didn't find any way to really improve that. So the Weboost might work for some in some scenarios, but for us it was simply to make sure we had good cell coverage when we were out of range. And we found it just wasn't boosting. It definitely didn't get better reception than the modem antenna that we're using. I think it's a parsec antenna going to our PEP wave, wherein that parsec antenna is on the roof. That gets better reception than the Weboost was giving to our cell phones. So number one, it wasn't better than what we already had. And number two, it just didn't give us the consistent improvement on our cell phone if we're walking around the coach. So we'll be returning this one. Hope this helped you in understanding the Weboost a little bit better, and whether it might apply to you or might not apply to you. So till next time, be kind and keep smiling. Safe travels, everyone.